This is actually the first full day of this task force rolling out here on Roosevelt Avenue, and the focus will be on Roosevelt from 74th to 111th Street. And they know that once they shut these places down, they could pop up once again. It's a game of whack-a-mole, as the NYPD has said in the past, but now they are focused with resources to stop that from happening.
Mayor Adams, come back here and start taking care of business. We need New York and we need Queens to start to look the way it's supposed to. And it's not like this.
Now Mayor Adams answering the call to restore Roosevelt Avenue in Corona, Queens.
We will end sex trafficking in this area. We're not here for one day and go away. We're here for the problem to go away.
And hopefully clean up the view for students who see sex work in broad daylight, as a number of schools dot Roosevelt Avenue.
All the prostitution is taking up every single block. They will be out with their pimps and they don't care.
Wow. Hello, everyone. Before we continue to witness the total collapse of New York City, did you guys watch Kamala's Fox News interview?
Frankly, exhausted of Brett.
More than 70% of people tell the country is on the wrong track. They say the country is on the wrong track. If it's on the wrong track, that track follows 3.5 years of you being vice president and President Biden being president. That is what they're saying, 79% of them. Why are they saying that? If you're turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
But you've been the person holding the office.
Come on.
Madam
You
Vice
and I
President.
both know what I'm talking about. You and I both know what I'm talking about.
I actually don't. What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is that over the last decade,
But
people
you're the
have
lever of
become,
power.
but listen, over the last decade, it is clear to me, and certainly the Republicans who are on stage with me.
Why, if he's as bad as you say, that half of this country is now supporting this person who could be the 47th president of the United States? Why is that happening?
This is an election for president of the United States. It's not supposed to be easy.
I know, but
It's not supposed to be. It is not supposed to be a cakewalk for anyone.
So are they misguided, the 50%?
Listen,
are they stupid? What is
God,
it?
I would never say that about the American people. And in fact, if you listen to Donald Trump, if you watch any of his rallies, he's the one who tends to demean and belittle and diminish the American people. He's the one who talks about an enemy within, an enemy within, talking about the American people, suggesting he would turn the American military on the American people. But
you call
let's not
Donald
diminish
Trump.
the significance
you
of that.
call Donald Trump. He's misguided. You say now
He's unstable. He is unstable, Brett.
He's not well. You say he's mentally not stable.
He's not stable.
Let me ask you this. You
and
told
we
many
should all be
interviewers
concerned.
that Joe Biden was on his game, that ran around circles on his staff. When did you first notice that President Biden's mental faculties appeared diminished?
Joe Biden, I have watched from the Oval Office to the Situation Room. And he has the judgment and the experience to do exactly what he has done in making very important decisions on behalf of the American people.
There were no concerns raised?
Brett, Joe Biden is not on the ballot.
I understand.
And Donald Trump
But
is,
you talked about it.
And Donald Trump
After George Clooney said within a few minutes of talking to President Biden at a fundraiser that he thought this was not the same Joe Biden that we saw on the debate stage.
Donald Trump is on the ballot.
I understand.
It was such a train wreck. Her team had to cut it short.
Dana, you've been on the other side. You've been on the rapper as a press secretary interviewing a president. And, you know, I'm talking like 4 people waving their hands like it's got to stop. So, Martha, I had to dismount there at the end. There's so many things, and she maybe should do more of these.
Madam Vice President,
And
they're giving me a hard rap
Well,
here.
I thank you for the time.
I thank you for the time.
It's good to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Embarrassing. And as Americans are struggling to survive under this economy, there's only one thing the Democrats are worried about.
Donald Trump and
Democrats voted.
Donald Trump, 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 and Donald Trump, Donald Trump,
President Biden at a fundraiser debate stage.
Let's go back to
oil
Donald
profits.
Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump.
They have no policies. It's all about going after President Trump and put him behind bars and tarnish his image. And the more they do that, the more we like the guy because he actually has real policies and we can see through the BS. Speaking about liking, please smash the like button, subscribe, and share with as many people as you can. Now, back to New York City.
We've seen the NYPD breaking down doors to alleged prostitution parlors, just for another illegal business to pop up in the same area days later. The stretch they're focusing on, 74th Street to 111th Street on Roosevelt Avenue. For the next 90 days, city departments combining forces, law enforcement, sanitation, homeless services, and the Queens District Attorney's Office forming a task force to tackle quality of life issues. Everything from retail theft to rampant prostitution, Pix 11 News has been reporting on for months.
All right, then. And as NYC is getting destroyed under the Democratic policies, both at the state and federal level, I want you all to meet Venezuelan migrant Alaska Delgado, aka China. And it is alleged that this migrant is selling her body for around $100 for 30 minutes in the streets of New York City. Talk about contributing to the economy and becoming independent, like the mainstream media loves to tell us. All of this information is coming from a TikToker that goes by the nickname of Skinny Will in Spanish. Now, his content is about looking into the stories of these migrants and how they are abusing the system and disrespecting the American culture, which I can appreciate. And so it's very similar to my content, you can say, but his is in Spanish. So I would translate all of the information he provided to his audience. Furthermore, I do want to say that I have not been able to verify any of this information, with the exception of the videos he provided for all of us. And so take all of this with a grain of salt. And again, I'm giving you the information. I know what I believe. I want you to tell me what you believe in the comment section below. That being said, let's get started. All right, guys, so let's start with this video. Now, this one was posted from a TikToker that takes professional photos of random people. Now, if you're not familiar with the city, this is something that professional photographers usually do in order to promote their business or to make some extra money by just getting tips from people. Okay, so let's continue with the video. I just wanted to give you that quick background of the city in case you were not familiar with stuff that happens in the Times Square area. So here he says, taking pictures, taking surprising pictures of random people. And here he does take the picture. He promotes his business and prints the photo. And now he's following China and the other guy, and he says, "Pardon me, this is for social media. What's your name?" She says, "Alaska." You heard that, right? I want you to verify that information, so I'll let the audio play.
Grabando contenido para redes sociales. ¿Cómo se llaman? Alaska. Alaska, mucho gusto. ¿Son novios?
Alaska. Okay, so he says, "Nice to meet you. Is that your boyfriend?" She says, "Yes." He says to the guy, "Don't be upset. I just want to give her a nice gift. Look, I took a surprise picture of you. Do you like it?" She says, "Yes." "Okay, well, do you have social media?" "All right, I'll tag you." "Okay, thank you so much. Goodbye." And that's it. So, it all seems pretty friendly and, nothing out of the ordinary, right? All right, well, now let's go into Will's investigation. Now, unfortunately, the videos he will show us, which is, I believe, only 2 or 3, will be in the background. So I was not able to get the videos that he has or that he posted. So you'll see him in front of those videos, but you'll still see what you need to see to reach your own conclusions. Here Will says, this is information on Alaska Delgado, aka China. It is true that she is allegedly connected to the TDA gang. She was previously captured in Chile for the possession of drugs. That's correct, people. I have information that this element, he calls them elements, I'm guessing is because he doesn't want to get banned, right? I got banned for calling them migrants and doing all of these reports in English. So he's probably trying to dodge the AI algorithm by calling them elements. So when I say elements, I'm just trying to translate, but he means migrants, okay? All right, so he says, yes, she was part of a crime organization in South America. And she comes with all of that culture. She's bringing that culture to do business here in New York City. This element is allegedly one of the heads of a ring of bad girls or criminal girls in the city. And yes, they do sell drugs. Can you believe it? Can you imagine? Those are the quality of elements that came to America. I am calling upon the NYC authorities to please face this issue and investigate this element, this migrant, and investigate all of the women that are hanging out around the corner where she is at. I do worry that these type of elements are able to come through the border like no big deal. This woman has a huge criminal record, and she's been investigated in other countries for having connections to the TDA gang. And so I don't understand how there's no filter that is able to detect these types of things here in America. Similarly, this is another video where he says the problem with these elements or migrants is that they believe they can do whatever they want here in America. Or well, literally whatever they did in Venezuela, they want to do it here. This girl is always hanging around by the Roosevelt, selling her body. Her name is China. Again, this is all allegedly, okay? So recently, a girl with a stroller stepped on China by accident, and the girl, the lady, was actually pregnant, and China didn't care, and she got violent towards the lady. So the only thing that upset China was that the pregnant lady pulled out her phone to record China selling her body on the streets of New York City. And this is incredible. People, I'm telling you, these migrants have been sent here by the Venezuelan regime, the Maduro regime, to destabilize what the good Venezuelans are doing here, and also to damage the Hispanic community in America. I can tell you that they did empty the Venezuelan prisons to specifically send these elements here, like the Barbie that was in Texas that was recently arrested, and elements like this one and the Devil's Daughter. We know the Devil's Daughter, right? He called her God's daughter, but I call her the Devil's Daughter. So he says these are examples of what should never happen. And if you don't know who the Barbie is, well, here is a small clip.
The New York Post is reporting a suspected Tren de Aragua member accused of prostituting a woman was operating out of the Gateway Hotel in downtown El Paso. Estefania Primera is being charged with human trafficking. The New York Post is reporting that Primera is a Tren de Aragua member who goes by the name La Barbie. Court documents say a victim came forward and alleged that Primera had drugged her with fentanyl and forced her into prostitution several times. Documents say the victim entered the U.S. illegally last year, and documents also say the victim refused to take part. That is when Primera drugged the victim. Court documents detail extensive abuse. It reveals that Primera allegedly arranged for men to have sex with the victim. Documents say the victim showed her injuries to the hotel manager, who allegedly said her husband was to blame for the injuries. On September 10th, the victim escaped the hotel with the help of a woman and made her way to Border Patrol. Jail records show Primera remains in custody on a $200,000 bond.
He continues, I will be making a video with more information about this element, but to be honest, I had a lot of videos from various individuals that wanted me to expose this element, and that's why I'm posting all of these videos. On this one, he says, okay, my people, I have more information on China. She is in New York City, and the pregnant lady that was recording her was walking on the sidewalk, and China got in her face. And that's when the pregnant woman stepped on the pregnant woman's stroller, stepped on China's foot, and China got aggressive. And then the pregnant woman apologized to her, but you can see that China got aggressive. And you can see the small clip right there. I know it's a little bit difficult with him in front of it, but you get the idea. And then he continues. Prior to this, the pregnant woman was trying to record what she was doing. And then by then, China was a bit more calm, right? In quotes, because we can see her attitude right there in the video. This pregnant woman informed me that China is always hanging around that corner the entire day. So, come on, guys. What do you think she's doing in that corner? Either selling substances or doing bad things. I don't want to say what they are. Well, you know what they are, right? Well, I don't want to be specific, but these types of people believe that they own this territory and that no one can invade their territory. So this pregnant woman touched her by accident, and China got aggressive right away. That just shows us how these elements act. These elements do not know how to behave. They think they are in Venezuela. They want to have the same behavior they had over there and bring it here. And if you're against them, well, then you deal with what I deal with in the comment section, which is a lot of bad comments and insults. But guys, let me tell you, it's incredible. But even in the streets, we cannot allow this to continue. And that's the truth. Now, I do not know too much about Will, but so far, I am agreeing with everything he is saying. Moving along, here is another video, and he says, the problem with these individuals is that they do not learn. A lot of people were telling me that I didn't have evidence about what I was talking about. And here is the evidence. So here's a video of a guy that's allegedly asking her, how much does she charge? And she said 100 for 30 minutes. And the guy said, that's too expensive. So I'm going to play it in Spanish just because this is all allegedly, but I want you to hear it, even though you already heard the translation.
¿Tú? ¿Cuánto cuesta? 100. ¿Ah? 100. ¿Una hora? Media, mi amor. Oh, muy caro.
So Will says, this subject is incredibly relevant because this element is not only promoting herself, but she's also selling things that she's not supposed to in that street. For the record, I am the one that pulled those videos you see on the side. That's just so you can see who she is. And then Will's videos are on the other side of the screen, okay? Just for the record. So he says, this is a huge ring, guys, okay? This is only the tip of the iceberg, but there's a lot more of them. And it's only getting worse. They are bringing these types of individuals through the border specifically to do this job. And some of them are forced to do this, which is the same thing that happened with the Barbie, the TDA gang member Barbie in Texas. Now, this element that's in New York and has the same type of connections is doing it again. So this is incredible. It's the same thing. They are all being forced against their will, and they even get them high to perform such jobs. So what he's saying here is that she is the head or one of the heads. So he's saying that she's not the victim, she's the victimizer, just so we understand, so all of us can really grasp what Will is talking about here. So then he says, this is their culture, okay? And for them, it's wonderful. And believe me, they think this is like winning a Grammy. When I tell you this is because it is that serious. I would like to add that Will's accent in Spanish sounds Venezuelan to me. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to try to reach out to him to see if he can send me some of those videos that he has and just confirm this. But, you know, like I told you guys, there's two Venezuelas, right? The pro-communists.
And while backing for President Nicolas Maduro has plummeted across the country, he still manages to count on a swath of the population for support, particularly in poor areas like Antimano, that benefited from the largesse of Maduro's predecessor, Hugo Chavez. Here, Chavismo, the brand of socialism popularized by Chavez, is still a force. Maduro's followers are a minority, but a passionate one. For Lira, her debt to Chavez guarantees her continued support for the government.
I think those of us who have stayed loyal to the revolution are those who feel the motherland in our veins. The love for Chavez and for the revolution can't be bought.
At a subway station in Caracas, volunteers ask passers-by to sign a petition demanding the United States keep its hands off of Venezuela.
Let's sign for peace, sign in support of the motherland and against the Yankee intervention. Come on, Grandma, let's sign.
And those that are against communism.
Victor is part of Venezuela's high society. He supports the opposition to Nicolas Maduro's regime and hopes for a better future for his country. As a luxury property dealer, he's been hard hit by the economic crisis.
Lots of businessmen who earned $30,000 per month only earn about $1,000 now. The revenues are in free fall. Yet we're in a country rich with petrol, and the business potential should be huge.
Which is what's happening here in America right now. So that is why people like me are speaking out, because we know exactly what happened, and it's happening all over again here in America. These people want to be sustained. They love communism. They were very anti-American, and now they're here collecting American benefits. All right, on this video, Will is saying, guys, check out this comment. The comment says, I can't believe that some people defend this behavior. We want our country to get better and our generations to get better. So Will says, you are right. This generation is what killed our culture in Venezuela. Okay, so he is Venezuelan. All right, he just confirmed. He is Venezuelan, but the other side that I was telling you about. So he says, yes, they are implementing their culture, which I'm going to say pro-communist culture, on everyone else. And it's beyond incredible. It's a culture of thugs, of crime, that individuals like this would always be hanging out at the jails or prisons and would be financed by the criminals. And well, yeah, they always had connections with them and would hang out with them on the weekends. That was their jobs. Speaking about, migrants like China, he's saying. So now they came via the border, and first they committed a lot of crimes in South America, and now they are doing it here in America, and we cannot deny it. You are standing in some corner in the city doing bad things, selling things and doing things you shouldn't. And you came to make us Venezuelans look bad. Prior to this, a lot of Venezuelans came here to work in big corporations, in oil corporations. And we came to assist in many other industries here. And now this is the image we have. This is what Venezuela has exported. Elements like this one, migrants like this one, this thing here. You tell me, guys, does this even make sense? So where are we going to end up with women or people like this, that they have nothing in their brains, nothing to offer, but just this? That's it. They have nothing in their heads. And from here, they jump into an OnlyFans. And that's it. They have no other future. And that's the truth. They have no brain cells. Wow, kudos to Will, I gotta tell you. All right, so then on this other video, he is introducing what it seems to be another migrant. And he says, here is another element that's in the city. And her name is Fiona. And she's always hanging out by the Roosevelt with China, selling things and doing things they shouldn't do. According to the information I have, these elements, not only do they offer services and sell bad things, but additionally, they use themselves to take men to certain areas and then get them to be attacked by gang members. And I know that a lot of people in the comment section would tell me, oh yeah, well, Dominicans, we do the same, or Colombians or whatever. Guys, let me tell you the truth. This never happened here in America, and much less in New York City. What these elements, migrants, are doing here is completely out of the ordinary. And nobody can believe what's happening. The same thing that the Barbie did in Texas, China is doing it with Fiona and all of their friends in New York City. Now, I know that it is easy to make money like this, but it's not that hard to earn money the right way, okay? To earn your meals the right way every day. It's just incredible that this country has so many opportunities and they come here to get everything the easy way. That's how they were taught. That's what Maduro's regime, the communist regime, taught them. To just live off their EBTs. In Venezuela, it's called CLAP, but here in America would be EBTs. So these individuals would get EBTs every month or every week, however it worked, or it still works over there, but they're used to that, he's saying. And so that's what communism brings to you. And now they want to do it here in America. And that's all she wrote. So what do you guys think? Do you believe Will, or do you think he's exaggerating? Do not forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. The shout outs for my amazing supporters are down below. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I will see you guys next time.